have delivered a course. The title of the course is Improving Performance and Accountability in Public Services, but you were much more focused on the leadership aspect. As part of the course that you have delivered, can you please tell me the highlight of the topic that you covered?
Yeah, sure. Well, the topic we spoke about today was leadership, and it sits as a framework around all of the things that are going to follow in the course around public governance and application and audit. And so what we were talking about today was leadership. What is leadership? What is the difference between leadership and management, and how does that come to bear, and how do we actually bring that to life in our day-to-day work in public administration? So we used a variety of tools to talk about vision and bringing that vision to reality. We spoke about motivation, of how we get teams motivated and the different types of motivation, why certain people are motivated in certain ways, and how we can use that to move our teams forward. And then we spoke about team development finally. We spent quite a bit of time looking at the teams, and we used a variety of tools to really try and bring the best out of our teams and select the right team for the right operation, and thinking forward about how we develop the team, the people and the administration.
What are some of the methodologies perhaps that you have used, or some of the tools that you have used during this session?
Okay, yeah, we've used a variety of different concepts and theories and methodologies. We spoke about different types of leadership, in terms of you have delegative and authoritarian and participative. We explained the difference, and people looked at their own, their teams, their management and themselves to try and establish who they are. We spoke a lot about how we influence and how we get change. And there we spoke about the different types of influencers. So a logical thinker, a tough battler maybe, or a friendly helper. And again, we looked at ourselves and we looked at the people around us, and we realised that sometimes things are more difficult because as leaders we're not maybe as flexible as we could be. So we started to explore that kind of thing. And then in the team development we got involved in things like psychometric profiling to really understand the people. We spoke about training, needs analysis and a whole host of things around those.
What did you find are the main key challenges that the public sector specifically face when it comes to leadership?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, and one that comes up time and time again. And I think it comes up so often because public sector by its very nature is big, it's complex, and it's a very stoic kind of organisation. And people look upon it to do the right thing. And as a result, change is quite a difficult thing in many public sector organisations. And so I think that's one of the key challenges that they face, in how do we not only make change happen, but how do we make it happen effectively? And hopefully a lot of the things we spoke about today, they'll help.
What would you say that delegates who attend this course gets out when they finish this course? What are the key ideas or key tips that they can implement straight away when they go back into their organizations?
Well, we've just finished the course for today. And at the very end of that, we asked that very question, because it's not just about coming for training, it's what are you going to do with this? And so we asked that very question. And the feedback that I received was understanding the difference between leadership and management and how we can make change happen, and understanding the people around us and what they need. So motivation and reward was an interesting area, and team development and how we get the right mix and the growth of the team.
Okay, Tony, now tell us a little bit about your background. What's your background? How did you come about teaching or training in leadership?
Okay, well, I spent several years in the UK, in Europe, out in Australia, working in leadership management, organisational change, and a lot of that time was working with the public sector, both in terms of delivering work to them, as well as working with them in terms of coaching and mentoring here. So I've been fortunate to work on both sides, as both someone effectively helping people sell to the public sector, so understanding how that works, as well as working with the public sector in terms of the way they work and they change. So quite a mix, as I said, here and in Europe, and then particularly of late with a variety of public sector bodies across the Middle East and Africa.
Okay, Cool. Thank you very much for your time.